Hello, my outstanding friends. It's Roger Spur. I am going to be highlighting my hero, Emanuel Velikovsky, who I wrote a book about back in 2015. I think it was published January 2016. And it tells the story of his encounters with academia. And what he presented is basically what I am presenting as well, because it is truth. It is very, very hard to get anybody to pay attention to this because it is so spectacular. But now they just released photos from Venus, which was done long ago in the 1960s. And it shows the same biology really on Venus that is on every planet, including Mars, including Earth. So we're going to get in deep. I mean deep. I'm going to show you these pictures. I'm going to show you the anatomy. I'm going to show you the fact that this is biology. And then what it means to you, let's discuss what our ancient past truly is. Does it have a meaning? Is it just something like, wow, we can make some more comic books and say this is real stuff? I don't know what it really means to anybody at this point. This is a very difficult thing to talk about because, first of all, it's too much for most people's minds, and secondly, it is invasive to some people's strongly held beliefs, and I understand that. There's nothing wrong with having a strongly held belief. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a strongly held spiritual belief, this is for you. Because you need to know every single side of the equation. Otherwise, you're just accepting something somebody told you. And that is what I am going against, is acceptance of dogma. I don't do that, and you shouldn't do that either. So let's get into this. I'm gonna get in about as deep as anybody's ever gone. And Velikovsky is one of the world's greatest heroes of all time, and he weathered the storm, and he died and would be put into obscurity now, and he is. Most people have never heard his name, and most people that have think he's an idiot because of. Basically, a lot of it had to do with Carl Sagan and Cosmos and how he assailed him on TV, and he was, he was very arrogant and made, he made a nice case for academia, but it was just all fluff. And Velikovsky had the actual truth of the matter, and it was actually recorded in history. They weren't writing about something. Comic books. Every culture on a planet had the same story. So let's get into this. I think it's going to be interesting. Well, I know it's going to be interesting for me because I can't say I just concluded. I've drawn some conclusions about the creation of Earth and what everything is made of. And then you can draw your own conclusions. But I'm going to show evidence. I don't just make these statements and just, no. And I can take into account and think and not just dismiss. All right, if there's evidence, that's where I go. I love y'all. Okay, my friends, this is Roger Spur once again, and I am talking about the new species that we discovered. I call them no-toes because the toes are built into the feet, and some of them have springs. Now, Dr. Mikio Kaku claims that we can ask him any questions we want, and I went on his Facebook page. Let's take a look. Okay, he's got a wide open page, it looks like, and he's talking about trying to figure out the human race and the flagship cities and all these kind of things. I don't really know exactly what this article is about, but he's talking about his journey of discovery in Saudi Arabia. Well, there's a lot of places to discover things. I said I have amazing info on Petra, and you will be stunned. And this is Petra, and he will be stunned when he finds out what it is. And this is also, I posted about my no-toes. I said, you said we can ask any question. What do you think about my discovery of mud fossils? We have new human-looking feet, but have springs, not bones. The heel is the same, but the bones are replaced with springs. We have lots of these. Very unique area they come from. And of course, everybody's going to follow me knows that. And here's mine right here. That's that one. And these have a bone just like that with the strap coming up, but all the rest is totally different. It has springs instead of bones. So we got a smidge of a difference there. Now, what else are we looking at here that I sent him? I sent him the video of showing these feet and so forth. I'm going to really do a deep dive into this today with the microscope, with showing where the blood comes out and how it relates to some things in the United States that are going to knock your socks right off your feet. So will Dr. Kaku respond? I certainly hope so. I've been trying to make contact with him, and I certainly, I know I have been restricted in a lot of places. So if you can share this and try to come up here, maybe you can come up to Dr. Kaku's, Dr. Mikio Kaku, and comment on this, because I need to get somebody involved in this that has a voice that can be heard. I'm voiceless. All right, so step up. Let's help. And I'm probably going to have some kind of funding here for DNA tests, because all my stuff I can do DNA tests on. We got blood coming out of them all over the place. You see that right there? That's an artery, and this is blood all over it. And the one I have here has blood coming out of the back and actually still moss growing in it. I'll be showing all this because moss loves blood. And wait till I show you one of the things in the United States that's a monument, and the blood growing in it, you're going to freak out. Okay, so my good friends, I'm hoping Dr. Kaku will get a hold of me, because he looks like he's doing the same sort of stuff I am. I'm showing you all of these ancient fossils that should be examined. I'm showing you light. He's a physicist. This is pulsed red laser. And we have this, excusez-moi, we have that accelerating. That's acceleration. Not supposed to do that. I'd like to discuss that with him. And then we also have it splitting up. Those particles were black and white together, and they split up from the white and the black. And this is light. This is the most elemental particle there is. And here they were before they split up. That's what light is. And these are neutrinos, because they're banging up against themselves, gaining value and energy. And we have them exactly the same in the green. No difference whatsoever. And these are the neutrinos of the green. And the blue is a little too fast to really make much out. But you can see it's slowing down. You see it? That's fast slowing down. Each one of those is literally a photon. Now, they know now you can see these photons using CMOS, and we knew this years ago. This is my atomic model, which is dipole electron flood theory. Electrons are dipoles, so are nucleuses. They missed a whole batch of stuff, and that's what I want to talk to Dr. Kaku about. I mean, everything in every realm. Not just physics, but this, history, geology, I mean, the whole 9 yards. So he's the kind of guy we need to discuss this with in an open forum. He's supposedly a scientist. Now, I expect that, but I have not found that yet. Now, he seems to be a little more open than the rest of them. Let's just find out. We'll find out. But we have to make overtures to Dr. Kaku. You guys got to do this and help me, because I am pretty much shut down from everybody else in the world. I mean, it's just, I had a reputation of being a little, I'm showing things that people just have a very hard time accepting. Very, very hard. But we need to talk about it, or we're just walking around in circles. That's not supposed to be what we're doing here. We're supposed to be learning. We're supposed to be investigating. We're supposed to be assessing what claims are made and what validity, if there is any, to those claims. And I'm making a lot of claims, and I'm showing a lot of validity. So it's time for somebody in this science celebrity realm to stand up that can open these up to talk about it. They're not going to get crushed. He's not going to get crushed by talking about something, of importance like this. If you're a professor, I don't think he's a professor, but if you're a professor, you're screwed. You go, and Ben Stein did a movie about this. It was called Expelled, where they just fired them all. Anybody to step up and say anything about our past, about stuff like this, and about the other things I'm saying, they just freak out. Because I have things that are literally giants. Now, how inquisitive is Dr. Kaku? Is he the scientist that he claims to be? This is what I want to find out. That's why I'm documenting this. I didn't document a lot of these interactions because I had hoped it would go somewhere, and it never have. Not one, zero. And I have never even had a response that was a question. All I have had responses that were, no, it's impossible, you're an idiot, basically. Never one question, not one, in 15 years. So let's see if we can get this turned around. But you guys got to help me. I got to get thumbs up. I got to get shares. You got to share with everybody. Speak up. I don't care if they call you an idiot. Sooner or later, you'll be the hero, my friend. Be an idiot now. Who cares? You just tell them, say, hey, you're going to find out, and by that time, it could actually be too late. I don't know when this whole thing is going to come to an end. I don't know if it is or not. But I can tell you what, these things that were written in the past, I'm not laughing at them anymore, my friends. And the people that do are PhDs primarily, perfectly happy, deluded in the situation they're in now. Because they're tyrannical dictators of your mind. Now, that's why I'm saying this now. Dr. Kaku, he could be different. Bill Nye, he could be different. They are the ones that can stand up and say these things and be heroes for saying these things, not be destroyed. So let's create a couple new heroes. All right? Here's what I want. Comments and discussion. I have 15 years of just the Mudfossils. I've been doing the physics since I was in the Army working on nuclear Hercules missiles a zillion years ago. I've got DNA tests. I've got CAT scans. There is my contact info. And I want somebody of stature that is willing to stand up and discuss this with me. We can do these on Zoom meetings. There's nothing special. We'll just show you what we have and ask if you have any questions. I understand the process now. I understand the feldspar. I understand how it happened. I understand how all of this worldwide flood happened. And Yale agrees there was a giant worldwide flood, created all these perfectly preserved, well, I think it said exceptionally preserved, soft-bodied creatures. One worldwide layer, exactly what they said, salty waters covered the entire earth. One layer. And this is the layer that all this stuff came off of. I am right near Dinosaur State Park, who has the biggest set of dinosaur footprints apparently in the United States, or maybe in the world, I don't know. But this particular layer is this Edicara layer that Yale is talking about. All right, so anyway, somebody's got to step up and do this. This is insanity, to just leave this stuff like it never even happened. For many, many, many years now. It's not right. And I think the kids deserve their money back if they don't start to talk. How can you get educated when your educators won't allow themselves to be educated? That's the issue we're facing right now, my friends. And Ben Stein was a hero for putting this out on the street. He said, hey, these guys are not doing their job. Not whatsoever. You step up, you're destroyed. Destroyed. All right, so somebody's got to step up. These are the kind of guys that won't get destroyed because they're science communicators. Their job right now is to interface between reality and academia. Academia is so chiseled into what they say, they cannot speak or they get fired. Ben Stein had a very, very good movie about that. Expelled. He went right through a whole slew of them. They all said the same story. I never imagined they would do what they did to me. And believe me, they did it to me. They did it to Velikovsky. They did it to anybody that stood up. Most of them you never heard of. You never hear of me either. But Velikovsky was a friend of Einstein's. That's the only reason you even ever heard of him. So anyway, I don't want to go down that road anymore. Let's see if we got some heroes. That's what we need. We need a hero. Step and do your job. All right? Somebody. Please. And I will speak on any topic. Just like Mickey Okaku said. He says, you can ask me anything. That's what I want to do. Let's discuss it, my friend. You seem like a hell of a nice guy. And I know you know mainstream very well. But I am not in that stream anymore. I do too. I know extremely well. I went to the University of Geneva for particle physics. I went to Johns Hopkins for genomics, Rice for chemistry. I ran a ton of them because I went through Coursera. It didn't cost me anything. I wasn't obligated to anybody, and they did not like what I had to say either. But I didn't care. I didn't pay them, so I didn't have anything to lose. But everybody that's paying them, I would not be happy about the situation you're in right now. If you've got a student loan, just think about what they did to you. It's not right. It's not right at all. All right, I love you all. Vayos con Dios, amigos.